is they would go to some like overpass and then throw the rotten tomatoes at the cars passing by.
What a dirtbag, this guy.
I can't imagine that went over very well. Dad, sorry that I just gave your story, but you know.
Hey guys, welcome back to Little Big Opinions. I'm Big.
And I'm Little.
And we also have the infamous producer Mark is in the building. What's up, Mark?
Yeah.
Today we have a special guest, lead sports anchor for CBS News Miami, host of Dolphins Weekly Live, the fifth quarter post-game show, and CBS Miami Sports Desk, Mike Cugno. How you doing, sir?
What's up, guys? Thanks for
on?
having me.
Thanks for being here, man.
Well, studio's cool. I like it.
Oh, thanks for that. This started, I think, in November because Carlos, he brought us on when we were in Spain. I was with him, and he said, we got to get him on. And I was like, please, let's do it. So thanks for being here.
He was working behind the scenes, working hard behind the scenes. Yeah, he made it happen.
The man that makes everything. He's behind the scenes, behind the lens. But Mike.
Yes.
Sure. We got some hard questions we have to ask you first. We want to learn a little bit about you first, okay?
All right.
So cat or dog?
Dog. I have both, but dog.
Chris, are you going to go with the next one?
Got it. Beach or mountain?
Oh, mountain.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
All right. Now we're going to go to a little bit more difficult, okay? So if you have to think about it, but it could be a little bit more of an answer than one word, but favorite song?
Favorite song? Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, so good. Have you seen the YouTube video of when it's raining on them?
Best live performance
Dude,
ever.
incredible. That
4th
and
of
Radio
July.
Gaga.
Yeah.
That and Radio Gaga with Queen. Smartest person you know?
My wife.
What a smart guy. You're the smartest guy I know.
Who's your biggest role model?
Biggest role model? I'll say my parents.
Quote to live by.
Oh, jeez. These are hard.
That's a tough one.
Do I have a time limit on this?
I mean, just the first thing that comes to mind.
Quote to live by.
Wow.
What's been the best quote to live by you've gotten from someone? Not that I'm going to steal it. I'm just filibustering here.
I mean, we get very generic ones. This is the first time we ask this question, so you're getting.
Oh, really? Quote to live by. Oh man, I don't think I have one.
No, you gotta give us something here.
Okay, I'll give you my yearbook quote, but I hate it. I wish it could go back.
Perfect.
But I thought at the time it was funny. It was Yogi Berra. It was when you get to the fork in the road, take it.
It's a great quote.
That's a great quote.
Which back then I thought I was being deep and thoughtful.
I think it's pretty deep.
But it was the first thing that came to me when you asked, so I'll go with that.
So you should have gone with that from the beginning.
Ask him the most important question.
The most important question: ketchup or mustard?
Mustard. Ketchup is disgusting.
Okay. So we
could do a whole podcast.
We got some inside source that the ketchup is disgusting thing. So we got to know about this here.
Who are your sources?
I can't.
My sister.
I can't tell you.
Sends her little minion children after me with bottles of ketchup around restaurants.
So you can't even see it. You can't even.
I hate ketchup so much. The smell of it makes me want to puke. It's a whole. It's like a ketchup phobia. Something happened when I was a little kid, and I can't see it.
So when you say the word phobia, like there's an actual, we're not bringing ketchup out, don't worry, but something actually happens, or you're just like, get out of here.
So me and my cousins were on a road trip in Minnesota, and my cousins got into a fight with ketchup packets in the ball pit of like a Burger King. Now we had 3 hours of driving in the snow, and my younger cousin had it just caked in her hair. Oh. It's the middle of the night. She fell asleep on my shoulder. Oh. So I had the smell of ketchup in a car.
For 3
open the window because there's a blizzard outside. So the smell of ketchup is like ingrained in my brain, and I cannot. Every time I see it, I'm like, get it away from me.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not really a phobia. It's just don't like it.
No.
Our dad doesn't like ketchup very much.
Okay. Your dad's smart.
As a young guy, he had to work at tomato farm. His parents owned the tomato farm. So he would tell us that they would always have to like get rid of the rotten tomatoes. So he hated ketchup. He also told us what he used to do with his brother is they would go to some like overpass and then throw the rotten tomatoes at the cars passing by.
What a dirtbag, this guy.
I can't imagine that went over very well. Dad, sorry that I just gave your story, but you know, it's been a long time.
Do you know what the fear of ketchup is? You know what the name of the phobia is?
No.
Mortusecus phobia.
I'm more afraid of pronouncing that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
What do you guys think that oculophobia mean? Oculophobia
scared of something vision?
has to do with something with sports, like
No idea.
Oh,
fear of large crowds, like a packed stadium during a playoff game. Something we don't have because we don't go to the playoffs.
We haven't experienced that.
well, I mean, the Hurricanes are in the playoffs. The Panthers are in the playoffs.
Okay.
The Heat,
You know,
the Heat from time to time have been there.
yeah.
No, they're there every year.
Yeah,
No,
they'll play in.
no, but they won. They got swept by the Cavs this year, last year.
Yeah.
That's true. But you brought up Keene, so that's a question. Did you went to Columbus? You graduated from Columbus High School, went to FSU.
Yep.
So naturally, you're an FSU fan.
No.
Oh, okay. So
What a smart guy.
No.
So tell us more about that because
Okay.
in our last interview, this guy got roasted because he went to FIU, but he's a UM fan. I root for the Canes. Mark's a diehard Cane as well.
Yeah.
He went there for a year. So he was telling us that we're not allowed to be Canes fans because we didn't go there. You went to FSU, bit of rival. Tell us more.
But like the University of Miami is like a second pro team down here. It's not college based. I know it is. Like they have they have their alumni, they have their students, but football is such a big thing down here, and UM was so important in growing the sport here and what they did in the 80s and 90s that it grew a fan base that is separate from the school in itself. It's a city identity thing, and I never lost that when I went to Florida State. So my family's been season ticket holders since the 80s, back when I think they were giving out free tickets at Burger King. Yeah, so they go to every game, they tailgate for every single game. We're out there. If I'm not working, I'm out there. So yeah, it's a family thing.
So obviously then this is the first time you got to actually cover them being in the playoffs and going deep. So was that a surreal moment for you, or?
It was one of the more fun runs we've done in a while. And that's saying something because we had the Final Four with them, which was awesome. We've had the Panther runs, which has been really cool. The Heat, a couple finals runs, although one was in the bubble. When I first got into the industry, I got to cover the Big Three finals and stuff, so that was cool. But watching the Canes finally get back, because it's been so long, and such a long wait, and to see that they were like a legitimate, and I think they may even think they're ahead of schedule to where they should have been, because you missed out on the playoff last year. You get in, maybe think you'll win a game or two, but to make a run and be a legitimate title contender, you have the ball with a minute left. You could have won that game. Arguably should have won that game if you don't miss a punt block, in the fourth quarter there. That was a lot of fun. That was a really cool team. I feel bad that those kids didn't get it done, but hey, a Columbus kid won. So
yeah, I mean, that was a great story.
Yeah.
And to the Columbus thing, I think the Canes fans that say that they're okay that they lost, I think that's a lie. But
it hurt.
It hurt a lot, but it's loser talk maybe. But being there for the first time in 25 years meant something.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a lifetime for some people. So that was a huge victory in itself.
I remember leaving the game and thinking, you know what? Man, that was a great run. That was a great game. At least it wasn't a blowout. Like there was a chance there. And so I left and I thought, okay, like this doesn't sting. And then 2 days later, I'm just like, it was so close.
yeah, I got to work, and one of the kids that works with us as an aide, he went to UM. He's a diehard UM. He only wears UM gear every single day. And he was like, we'll be back. I'm like, God, it's so hard to get back to that.
You got to go on a run. Especially in the playoffs, anything can happen. You don't know what the matchups are going to be. You don't know where you're going to be playing. Injuries play a factor, but it was a run for the ages. And the city, like itself, the reaction that the city had, the buzz. Yeah. Like you said, they're a second pro team.
That down the sideline before the game was a madhouse. I've been to Super Bowls, I've been to finals, whatever. I've never seen anything like that. The amount of celebrities, the amount of people. Marco Rubio just busted out of the tunnel at one point. President Trump's there. Like there's so many people there. That sideline was stacked, which like just everywhere you looked. It's Canes legends. It's DJ Khaled. It's this person. It's Michael Phelps for whatever reason. Now he's a Canes fan because he's following Ray Lewis around everywhere. That was a crazy night.
John Eric Sullivan and Hafley were also there that day, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah.
And Troy Aikman, that's a great story as well.
So who's your favorite Miami sports legend that you've covered thus far?
Dwayne Wade, and it's probably not close.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, so this is what, like, if you go back just to the Big Three era, those guys talked at every single practice. Like the whole media scrum, and that back then they were the lead story on ESPN every single day. First Take, whatever. ESPN had like a dedicated landing page on their website just for the Heat. Like there was national media there all the time, and these guys talked at every single practice, and I thought that was incredible. I don't think you see that. Nowadays, people will talk like, oh, talks Wednesday, talks at whatever, maybe talks at the podium. No, those guys, and I think D-Wade was a big part of that. And then whenever we talked about the Final Four run, that was the same year that Dwayne Wade got chosen for the Hall of Fame, and so they bring the Hall of Fame inductees to the Final Four and the championship so they can do their press conference because there's a lot of basketball media there. Yeah. Makes total sense. And he's like, he took questions from every single local Miami person that was there, and then afterwards, like, did a media scrum with us. He's always been really good to the local market because obviously he came up through here and everything. So he's always
all class.
Yeah, he's been very very classy individual to come.
Well, that's great to hear because he's a legend, I'm sure, and a hero to a lot of kids that grew up here. It's funny though because last week or a couple weeks ago he said that he had to get out of town because he didn't feel any buzz that we needed a star, and then Bam scores 83 points. So Bam heard you and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take that mantle." So that was pretty cool.
But that's good though. You want someone to hold, your teams accountable, and he created a standard down here. And same thing with, and this is something I talk whenever I talk to Panther fans. Don't be happy with the 2 cups. Don't get complacent.
Keep persevering.
Keep pushing for more because that's how you create an expectation, a culture, what you want delivered upon. And that's why Heat fans, I think have been a frustrated fan base because they know what winning looks like and like being in the play isn't good enough for them.
Right. For the fans, might seem like it's good enough for the organization at the moment. They seem a little complacent, but I agree with you. They need a push, and the championship should always be the goal.
Yeah, no doubt. But I will say this about the Heat organization. I think Barry Jackson put out a tweet last night. It was, if you look at the Heat and the way they've constructed their roster, it's so many draft picks. They did such a good job. It's Jaime, it's Bam, it's Tyler, it's Jokic, it's Pella Larson. Like the core of that team, they've really done a good job of getting a bunch of
Khalil Ware, all 13 through 16 picks, right?
It's all of them.
Right.
They've been living there, but drafting well and developing.
But they've basically been hitting on all. They haven't really had any busts in there.
I loved Spo's comment on, I don't know if this is real, Twitter you get, but his comment on they got their first pick overall to play like our 14th overall.
Did he say that?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
About who? Somebody else?
Like saying
one of the teams?
Like they wish that their number 1 pick overall would play like Bam, their 14th pick overall.
I didn't see that, but
it could be fake.
Cold-blooded.
So I'm sorry if it's fake. But.
All right, but we're a Miami Dolphins podcast, okay? Yeah. So we've been going through a lot here. We're a fan first. We go to the games and stuff like that. But you were entrenched. You were there for the entire last regime. Mm-hmm. What happened? Like how did it, from we talk about 2023 all the time. Like that's the golden year, right? And the window closed so fast.
2 things happened. There is the going for it mentality, which they had. They trade for Bradley Chubb. They trade for Ramsey and Tyreek Hill. And then there's the injury aspect. And those 2 things collided. Now, there are other aspects of it. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey, like his time here didn't end, I think, the way a lot of people hoped it would. Those things happen. Xavier Howard always in and out of the lineup hurt. And then, of course, all the contract stuff. Those guys were just always – a lot of guys on that team always vying for, a bigger payday. And that kind of hampered them. But I just think if you just break it down to maybe like the bare minimum, it was going all in. And then all of a sudden, all those guys you went all in on all started to get hurt. And your quarterback starts to get hurt. And now you're at cap trouble and you couldn't get out of it and you were in a bad spot. And all those sort of combination of things happening all at once kind of did them in and put them where they're at now.
Yeah, it was like quicksand. It just felt like it was the floor beneath them was imploding.
Right. And you just saw like each guy like slowly started to peel off. Like Xavier Howard doesn't come back. Jalen Ramsey doesn't come back. Tyreek Hill gets hurt. Bradley Chubb got hurt. Jalen Phillips got hurt. Like Teron Armstead, who's a guy I really respect. I mean, he tried. Dolphin fans need to respect that guy at the end of the earth, because if he couldn't practice, he still did everything he could to make sure he could play. Like, he's dealing with injuries. So it was just always, it seemed just like it just always kept piling up and piling up and piling up. So everything you went all in on, all of a sudden all these pieces start to fall off.
Yeah, the 2023 year is exactly that. You know, the injuries happened at the wrong time. McDaniel had a lot of things to like and admire, especially in this league where everyone's looking for the next guru. But just didn't seem like his coaching philosophy as far as how to have the locker room really resonated in today's NFL. Do you agree with that, or do you feel like it was just more of the injuries?
Injuries are obviously a big part of it, because you can't control it. So there are just times where you're just hampered, and I get I think the perception of Mike McDaniel being a player's coach, I think the term player's coach can be a bad word sometimes in the NFL, and like people may not want that associated with them. The other thing that got associated with the Dolphins too was people would call them soft, and so you had these two things I think converging, and it didn't work out for Mike. I thought Mike was going to get another year, honestly, but I think he really started when he had benched Tua. I thought that's when you saw, okay, maybe Mike has a handle on this, and then but they wanted to go in a different direction.
Yeah, it was a shock. I thought he was going to get another year. We were here thinking the same thing.
We did. Mike was great. It's just even from the onset when he started having season tickets in his first year, the clock management was always a problem. It was always frustrating and stuff like that. And then everyone talks about the culture with the Miami Heat, but the culture felt there wasn't like this embodiment of the team. So it was just tough as a fan watching this implode little by little. And it starts at the helm with Tua and with Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing I always go back to those first 2 years of Mike McDaniel, because remember, he ends up getting a contract extension out of that. He brought the Dolphins back to the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and back-to-back season. I mean,
fun way.
And it was a fun brand of football. But everything was working so well. I mean, you had games where Achane and Mostert are going off for 2, 3, 4 touchdowns each. Like, you are humming. I mean, Robert Hunt was one of the best offensive guards in the game at that time. And there you go. That's where this cracks start, right? Because you paid all these guys so much. Some of these key foundational pieces, your Van Ginkels, who are important, they get hurt and also very good, get paid by someone else because he played his way into a bigger deal. Robert Hunt plays his way into a bigger deal. He just couldn't pay all these guys.
When Wilkins left.
So there was a little bit of, they did draft pretty well and find some guys, and then they just couldn't afford everyone with the free agent or the trades that they brought in and gave these guys.
The fact that they went for it, they couldn't do both.
Right. Yep.
It all starts with Tua, though, right? Like, quarterback, most important position in sports. We were huge fans of Tua, tank for Tua, but what happened, especially last year? Like, his game was always about being accurate, knowing where to go with the ball, but he wasn't accurate last year. He never had, the arm strength, but just throwing like deep balls up in the air and stuff like that. And then, talking to the media after certain things that he was saying, whether it would be going after his teammates or saying certain things, he didn't seem like himself last year. Did you see a change in him?
Yeah, it was. So some of the media stuff was odd that was going on. They're like calling out teammates. We all saw it, and he mentioned he had to apologize for all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I will say, seeing Tua from the day he got there, he was always growing. And then when Flo left and McDaniel came in, you saw his confidence and everything start to go. I don't know if anything with the injuries from the year before in 24 started to add up, and it's like affecting his game to the point where did he have to play a different style of football because he knows how important he is to the organization. Like Chris Greer in the end of year press conference is like, look, our quarterback has to be available. Like, and he knows that. And so do you start to play a beat slower when you're thinking that and have that in the back of your head? In the NFL, that's deadly.
Yeah, that can make a huge difference.
Right. I mean, you heard, I forgot what podcast it was on. I think Darren Waller was saying something like, at practice, this guy's letting it rip. it looks great, and then at the game, it's a half beat, right? So those are the thing. That's the thing I look back at, where I think 24 and 25. I don't look at them as in two individual seasons. I look them kind of like umbrellaed into one. Whereas what happened in 25, something had happened in 24 that I think led to that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, again, we were more than him, huge Tua fan, and was rooting for him, and I hoped it. But last year was not the same Tua that we saw, and even in 24, definitely not in 23. I have an answer to this. Wonder your answer. Do you think that in Atlanta, Tua will be able to be successful? Because he's going to get the first crack at it.
So it's interesting because, Michael Penix has been described to me as, when he was coming up, as a stronger version of Tua. The whole lefty thing, right? Timing and
so obvious.
I don't. Sorry, what was your question? I went down the Michael Penix thing because I was thinking about Michael Penix as a starter.
He's going to get the first start because I think Michael Penix is on his third ACL as well. So do you think Tua?
I think it'll be a true battle there, but I think you kind of have to see what you have in Michael Penix, and they're going to have to figure that out. Now, the interesting thing there is they have a coach from Cleveland who just went through quite the QB carousel all season long. So I'm wondering if he wants to Stefanski kind of just like settle on a guy and say, this is our guy going forward until otherwise we say, because I think for Stefanski to try to go through, how many quarterbacks did they go through last year? 3 or 4?
4 at least.
Yeah. So I'm not sure he wants to go down that route, but I don't think we've seen the last of Tua in the NFL. Yeah. There is talent there. You can't. I mean, he's 2 years removed from being the best passer in the league. He's going to play games in this league. It's not like he's gone. That's it. He's just going out to pasture.
It's a really good situation. He's in the dome. It's a great situation. Yeah. He's got Bijan Robinson, he's got Kyle Pitts, Drake London. I mean,
good offensive line.
Yeah, that's
he doesn't have to play. He doesn't have to play in the cold.
It might be the perfect division because Saints are in a dome. They're in a dome. Carolina once a year. Maybe you get them in September.
Even if it's not cold, it's not like
right. And then Tampa. Yeah. So hello, it might work out.
Recipe.
It might work out really well. We were talking to Armstead on our show the other day, and he had mentioned that Tua was talking to a few different teams, and I'm wondering how he made this decision. Did he look at not only playing time because he wants to obviously play and be a starter, but where's the best route for success? Right. And Atlanta feels like a good spot.
Yeah, the rumor was the Jets. Some interest and stuff like that we have heard, but that would have been, I think, a mistake. You're kind of staying in the division, playing up Northeast. This seems like a good fit for him. Listen, we wish nothing but the best for Tua. Yeah. Obviously, he gave us 5 good years. Brought us, went to playoff games and stuff like that. But it's a new regime now.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're all over the place here. We're super volatile. We're true fans. Unfortunately, we get the delusion. Everyone, we're 4.5 wins right now in Vegas right now for 2026. Oh, it's a throwaway year. But then you get Malik Willis. You get Sully and Half now. You're the Miami Packers now. How are you feeling about this new regime?
I think that it's so funny because the Malik Willis thing gives people pause because they're like, okay, well, if we're doing a whole teardown and rebuild, Malik Willis is going to win you more games than fans probably want because they want like a top pick. But that, I think, is the wrong way to go about it. And I think they're going about the right way in the sense that you want to create a culture of we're going to be tough, we're going to be competitive. And if that means we're going to pick 10 this next 2 years, okay. Yeah. Because you don't want that kind of loser mentality to creep in right out the gate. Here you are. If you're John Eric Sullivan, you do have to tear it down a bit, but you at some point here are going to get a blank slate to essentially work with. You don't want that blank slate to have stains of doubt or not good. You want to be as competitive as you can be right from the gate. Brian Flores was the same way. He was. I'm not gonna lose games. No, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna try to win games. And people will say it cost you Joe Burrow, but it was a certain mentality. Those were tough defenses. Those amoeba defenses. Those were fun to watch. Like, I respect that from a mentality standpoint. Like, we don't want to instill some sort of loser thinking here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're trying to tank at all. We thought we were going to have a very boring free agency. We thought it was going to be a lot of low-level guys, which there has been some, but they went out and signed the biggest free agent in Willis. So I know you spoke about it a little bit, but what do you think that it's fair that those 6 starts gets him this contract? What do you think about the signing of Willis specifically?
Well, I think those are 2 guys who knew him very well there. And remember, they traded for him in Green Bay. Like, they saw something, and I think they developed him. He probably wasn't ready to be a starting quarterback coming out of Liberty and Tennessee. There's a lot of talent there. Jeff Hafley got to see him a lot in practice. He was running their scout team offenses that Hafley had to go up against. So I think there is probably a strong bond there, a connection there. But I think the upside is good. The contract's not something that you can't get out of. Right. It's probably more of a 2-year deal than the 3. So I just see it as a low risk, high reward type of move. And they, if all of a sudden they're looking like a good team, and then they look like the smartest guys in the room for getting him at a decent price, and now you build around that guy. I mean, they want Achane, they want Waddle to be part of the foundation for the future. So those are 2 really good pieces that you have around him. The offense I'm a little bit more encouraged about with Aaron Brewer up the middle, Patrick Paul on the left side. Can Jonah pick it up in year 2? I think he's a guy who probably makes the biggest leap this year. Yeah. And then settle the right side down on Austin Jackson coming back for another year. But I don't know. I think there's a lot there that'll be fun for Dolphin fans to grow with this season and see, like, hey, if you don't think we're gonna be a playoff team, okay, well, that's how you want to approach this. But at least you can watch like some sort of development happening and some sort of foundation being built.
We saw it kind of last year with the young defensive players, all the 3 defensive tackles. You saw Jonah, right? Towards the end of the year, you're throwing them in the, with the Wolves at the beginning of the year, but with more playing time, they're a little bit more formidable. Those 3 defensive tackles, I think we have some talent there. And then with Jonah, we're all hopeful with Jonah, right? There's some spurts last year, but ultimately, it was a disappointing rookie year, but a whole year under your belt should help.
Remember, Jonah's also switing positions, switching sides and switching positions, right tackle to left guard. So you're playing between people. I think Patrick Paul is probably going to be a good helper there in that situation, just because he's so good in general.
He's so big, by the way. We saw him at the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. He's
the 2 of them are humongous,
massive. One of the largest humans I think I've ever been. It's like him and Shaq. Like those 2 are like are beasts. But yeah, the defensive line, I really look forward to seeing how they grow. They got a lot of starts, a lot of. Yeah, I had the number in my head at the end of the year how much those 3 in particular played, and I don't want to put a wrong number out there, but.
They played a lot.
It's very promising.
Yeah, it is.
From the amount of bowl they got to play last year. And I think one of the guys that makes a big jump this year is Zeke Biggers. Like, he started to come on towards the end of the year.
Right.
I think Jordan Phillips was kind of more like the more consistent of the 2, and then you saw the flashes with Kenneth Grant.
Yeah.
And I think you're just going to kind of see those 3 guys grow together alongside Zach Sealer. I think it's going to be cool.
The Dolphins put out something when Hafley was introduced, and he obviously saw Jordan Phillips there, and he gave him the dap.
I was there. Those guys were there. Those young guys were there.
He was like, we really liked you.
Yeah.
So it's promising. To your point, I don't think 2019 we had as many foundational pieces as we do now. I think up the middle defense we need some secondary help.
Yeah.
But I think the edges that they signed, bringing back Willie Gay, I was a big fan. I think most people are. I think now in the 4-3 system will be a little bit better. And then and the offense, I'm really excited about it as well. They can be just as good. I mean, they just need another 2 or 3 receivers. And
speaking of the receivers, so they've been preaching about size, right? But then some of the free agents has been Tutu Atwell. They just got Jalen Tolbert from the Cowboys. You got Malik Washington and Waddle. I'm hopeful, let's kind of shift to the draft right now.
Yeah.
We want to see a big-bodied receiver. We need a couple of those. Who in a perfect world, at number 11, they drop to you, who would you want?
I would like to see them trade back.
Okay.
Yeah. I want them to get as many picks as they can. They have too many. You mentioned the secondary. They've got to find safeties. They've got to find corners, probably some bigger corners. And they've got to find those big wide receivers. I think the wide receiver class is deep enough that you can probably get a few guys in this.
And the Packers draft second rounders all the time.
Right, in this draft
Yeah, I
class.
don't draft first rounders.
Right, right. I would, if unless there's some Ruben Bain falls to them,
him or
all of a
Francis.
sudden, right.
Him or Francis.
Then you go ahead, pull the trigger on that. But I think the smart move, and it's something I asked John Eric Sullivan at the combine, was it's like the prerequisite where you look at, like, are people calling you about the pick, or you gonna look to trade? And he's like we value a lot of draft picks, and I think they're gonna need. I think they need that, and I agree with it. 11, they've been at a lot. It feels like the last 10 years they've been at the 11 to 18 spot, something like that. I think they need to move back because I think they need to start adding some draft capital because to your point, like the type of signings they've had, it's a lot of 1 year guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing really right. So you need to start building out guys that are going to be here for 3, 4, or 5 years. And the way to do that's going to be through the draft.
Yeah, hopefully foundational pieces and stuff like that, for sure.
I truly like what they've done, though. Like, there are a lot of, like not for sure starters, but guys that can maybe come in and start. Their depth pieces. And Sullivan, I thought, told us, because we also went to the season ticket media thing, and I thought he was very upfront.
Yeah.
And he was like, we need more picks, best player available, and all the things that you want to hear. And it's clear, like, he had a plan. He wanted Halfley. He got Halfley. He wanted Willis. He wanted Willis. And all these picks, all these signings make sense. Like, you would scratch your head. We don't have to talk bad about anybody else. But, like, all these things actually are going to what he said. So I'm extremely excited. And, guys, sorry if I'm being a fanatic. I'm back on.
Well, I'm back in. I'm back in. Every time I figure them out. But that's the thing. I think that's, you want to see or hear a plan and then see it enacted and executed, and just understand that this is going to be a little, because so you asked me who had 11. I was thinking about this for a long time, and I was like, would you just take the flyer on a Ty Simpson? Would you do something crazy like that? I don't know. They want to take a core, but that's not an immediate need. But they want competition in the quarterback room, which, by the way, I still think there's competition between Malik and Quinn.
For sure, yeah.
Because a lot of people in that locker room like Quinn. So I don't just throw Quinn away. But now that they got Malik, I think it's clear that they're probably, it's either best available or move back and try to get as many guys as they can.
Yeah, they were. What he also mentioned in that, at that event, was they're going to go after the quarterback every single year, whether it's through the draft or free agency, and at least until they find something.
And they've done it.
And we've been always saying that as fans, like, keep going, go get your guy, and until you find him, then it is what it is, But it seems like we have our guy for at least this year, right? Then next year, if you're not that good, you can always draft, probably a better, deeper QB class next year. We're excited, man. We're excited. We're excited.
I think it's an exciting time. I don't look at this as if you're a Dolphin fan, I don't look at this as a bad year upcoming. I mean, will the wins be there? Who knows? But I think there's a lot to look forward to in each game. And I'll give you guys credit. I know there's a lot of Dolphin podcasts. There's a lot of smart people watching football and talking about it nowadays. Like, I think this kind of rebuild, I know they don't like to use that word, is going to be something that a lot of people can look forward to and have fun with and talk about for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I hope so, because we got to be there regardless every single day.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun to watch. I think Malik Willis is going to be exciting. Devon Achane is a super exciting player to watch. Waddle's still on the team. I'm hoping they don't get rid of him. Who knows? But it's going to be fun.
Okay, last question. Aliens are coming tomorrow. It's over. We're almost in World War III right now.
Aliens might. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So tomorrow's the last day, and you have to have your last meal tonight. It could be anywhere you want, anybody's food. It could be whatever you want. What's your last meal?
Last meal, probably just to go out heavy, like a tomahawk steak.
Anywhere specific?
Anywhere specific? No, I don't have like a specific tomahawk steak. But I will say, and I just love this place. Anytime I can like give them a shout out because they're down in Kendall. Secreto. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
But they moved.
Little hid gem. Did they?
So they moved to, where Corey's was in South Miami?
Okay. They're there?
Secreto. Unless it's a different Secreto, but
No, it's the same.
It's the
They're,
same
they're no
one?
longer where the Dairy Queen was in Giordano's in Kendall.
It's not the name.
Really?
Oh, yeah, but it's a different name,
Same
though.
owner? Same chef? That's all that matters. Okay, yeah, I love their steaks. So whenever I go there, my father-in-law put me onto them.
my
years
wife
ago.
loves that place. But do you know the history of that place or no?
No,
Okay, so
it's in like a shopping mall.
so yeah,
Yeah,
It's next to a Dairy Queen.
So Café Violeto,
Right.
which was just closed. The second chef left and created their own restaurant called Dinotti, which is on Sunset and 97th Avenue. What's that?
There.
Ben and Jonathan, yeah. So our friend Jonathan Rodriguez. And then they moved. Then someone from there left and went to Secreto. So they're all kind of coming from the same origin, the same foundations. Like
Really?
the Packers coming down to Miami.
Yeah.
It's the kind of the same thing in those restaurants.
yeah. If any of you guys know this place, it's like there's like a bike shop, Secreto.
Yeah.
a Dairy Queen.
Another funny thing about that place, actually, I went with my parents and my wife, and we're walking out, and some guy tried my mom somehow. I don't remember the exact story, and I almost got in a fight. My dad held me back, and I was like, I don't know, I just went wild because
Of course.
How can you try to attack my
Someone
mom?
tried your mother?
Yeah, I don't remember how that happened.
Like with rage.
Rage, and I was like, yeah, don't mess with my mom. Gee,
Of course.
My dad was like, chill.
Any sweets or just the tomahawk steak? Any sides?
No. Okay, so I'll go French fries, mushrooms. That's probably it. No sweets, and then end it with an espresso.
Yeah. So
I mean, geez, for real.
and
low.
what type of
It's
French
low.
fries is there a specific like?
Just the thin, crispy.
So
That's
like
it.
a McDonald's type of. I know not
Yeah.
from McDonald's, but
Right. I'll eat McDonald's French fry.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're not totally healthy.
Listen, I try to eat. I try to eat what comes from the earth. And a potato comes from
I'm
the
with
earth.
you there.
It does.
That's it.
Do zebra cakes from Little Debbie's come from the earth? Or?
Listen, man. I grew up on zebra cakes and yodels. Oh, man,
Yodels.
the 2-pack.
Yeah.
I once got 3 in a pack and thought I won some sort of sweepstake. Like I think there's like $1 million yodel or
I've
something.
never seen that. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
Never seen that.
It was an accident, but those were like even my mom would be like, okay, you get one like a day. Like don't go crazy.
Yeah. Ryan here. That's his favorite question. Always talking about food, the sweet cakes, and then the Swiss cake rolls. Right.
yeah,
That's
like
a
the
yodel.
yodels.
That's a
Those
yodel.
are
It's the same
yodels.
thing. Yeah, that's-
He's a skinny guy, you know. I mean, so are you, but you know, he doesn't really
we
know
know,
sweets.
we know, yeah. Because when your lunch was like a Lunchable and whatever you could just grab that you didn't have to cook and like a yogurt and like a whatever those little juice boxes. Let's say Capri Sun or whatever. That's it. That's your
He
lunch.
was he got food from school. I was the one that brought my packed lunch. He was always in the line.
Yeah, back in the day. Now in Columbus, were you one of the guys that would you bring your own lunch, or you had
No.
one of these vipers that would come? Remember the guys that would come around asking for food?
I was 3 meals a day at Columbus: breakfast, lunch, and then second lunch after the final bell.
The breakfast was delicious. by the
Breakfast
way.
was awesome, but I would like look forward to and crave like the leftover PBJs or pizza like after school that the guys still had there, where you can go in and get it for like $1.
What? Yeah, I did. I didn't know about that. No. Did you know about
Oh,
that?
right, that's right. Yeah. Wait, you don't remember that, Mark?
Never got it.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god. They had the ice cream thing with what's it called? Cotton candy, right?
Yeah,
So
Flavor Puff.
right, Flavor Puff. Right,
Puff, see?
they would have.
know what it's talking
It was like a tub of like
Bro, $2.50 for a
Yeah.
tub of cotton candy. It was the best deal
best
out
price
I
lunch.
don't like cotton candy.
Best price lunch. You could get like
there. For $2.
my mom would give me like $20 for the week, and I could get like 3 meals a day at Columbus on $20 a week.
The $1.25 tater tots in the morning,
Yeah.
the breakfast, and the breakfast burrito was incredible too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus. So you still talk with Columbus? How's that going?
Shout out Mr. Linsky. He tries to make me call him John, but I won't. I can't do it. Mr. Linsky forever. He gives me like books to read, like history books. Like we kind of like vibe on that same thing. So we chat, we text all the time, we call, check in on each other. Yeah, a lot of the people, Mr. Pugh, always go whenever I'm there because we do a lot of stories there. There's a lot of stories that come out of there. Obviously, the Boozers, Mendoza, we're there a lot. So always check in with a lot of people there. Know people on the coaching staffs and some of the teachers.
That was a little humble brag there that you guys are always at Columbus talking about.
Let's
sports.
go, baby.
But it's
Let's
true.
go,
It's
baby.
true.
Adelante. Let's go,
Maybe
baby.
you could have been part of the.
I mean, yeah, I could have, but I went to the line. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's half and
Yeah.
half. I'm still an alum. That still counts.
What is your football program? What division do they play in
Don't know.
again? Or
But they're
no?
not playing the FHSAA
What?
anymore.
What division do we play in? It was 7A. It was 5A.
I think it's 8A now.
6A,
I think it's 15A
We're
now.
all over. It changes every 5 minutes because kids can move all over the place now. It's all different.
Yeah, and they can be homeschooled now, and they still play at the school. It's very complicated.
Mm.
What's that?
Sounds like jealous. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Are you a Gator fan?
absolutely not.
Florida State, Miami.
No.
Miami. That's right. We talked about yeah, Miami.
But not a huge Canes fan. That's more Mark. You know,
I went to FIU. I played baseball at FIU, so
Right.
it's hard to completely be a fan
brag.
of UM
Mhm.
because I played against them, but I definitely root for them to win. Like I'm not a
What
hater for
what
them.
position?
The bench, second base.
What was your batting average against UM? Nice touch.
I only scored a run against UM. That's it.
There you go.
nice.
In the Herald scoring run.
He was a burner. He was a burner.
Yeah.
Burner.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This has been Mike. This has been so much fun. We appreciate you coming on.
great.
Good luck for the rest of the season. Canes basketball today, semifinal of ACC tournament. I think it's happening right now.
Is this show live, by the way?
It's not live. It's not live.
I
But
think we got a couple of minutes before that starts.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
It's been nothing but a pleasure. Go check him out on CBS News Channel 4 still.
Yeah, I mean CBS Miami, Channel 4, and whatever you want to call it. It is CBS Miami now, but everyone's like, "Hey, you're the guy from 4, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, 4."
And do you have any socials that you want to throw out there?
Mike Cugno, CBS 4. So I'm not even up with the branding. So yeah, it's Mike Cugno, CBS 4 for everything. So I'll put many interviews and stuff. I have a Malik Willis interview up from his first day up there now. So you guys check that out.
Make sure you check that out. Also, like and subscribe 786 Sports and Little Big Opinions. Sayonara, suckers.